Well, hello there. Okay, so I've been messing with my 1080p camera again, so I'm always doing something. Welcome to camera, Katy. Um, I am making sure that you can hear me. I don't have my AirPods on, so I think you're okay. I think it's okay. So tonight we're just gonna have a quick talk. I'm gonna do my intro, and then look up. These are my at home, same style of glasses, because I'm a weirdo. But I'm gonna run if I can find it. What? I'm gonna do my intro and I'll be right back, you guys. It'll be a short one. Boom! Let's do this. I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties tonight. It's kind of hilarious. My internet went out, and I was like, oh, I didn't want to change the times because you can only change it in like 15-minute increments or whatever. So then I'm looking at the lighting, so I'm like doing this 1080p camera, and I'm like, whoa, I'm a little bright here, aren't I? This is better, yeah. Okay, so and then so my internet goes out, so to turn it off and turn it back on and whatnot, and then I took myself out of the studio just now. So I should have put my New Mexico hat on, but I got this. Look at New Mexico. How cute is this? Look at my lipstick. But it should have been just Roswell. But I went to Austin for the national champs, or for the world champs for the Highland Games. And this is where I'm getting my idea here on my discussion, my topic tonight, which is, let's go to the banners. Hey, taking a day for yourself. Care is so important, okay? And the reason why I'm talking about this is because those of you that know me here, I mean, those of you that know me, you know, and the question I put out yesterday, I want to say thanks to everybody and for putting it out there for everyone to see. And those of you that message me privately, it doesn't matter either way. It takes a lot to put yourself out there. But I'm about to make a bit of a shift, I think, because I've been working my ass off and not taking time for myself. Oh, Anne says, oh, Annie. Hi, Annie. When you compete against Arizona next? So, Annie, my friend, we always compete the first weekend in March. So we just got news. So every city in the Highland Games has the Highland Games in the same weekend, like every year. And so in Phoenix, it's always the first weekend in March. We had, waffle back and forth between, February or whatever. But I believe it's going to be in Gilbert this year. So for my East Side friends, are going to be really happy. But I will make sure to update you with that. So so what happened was I was really busy, and like don't really have much downtime. And I know it seems like it sometimes. So when I go out and do stuff, I always have something looming over my head. I always have something I have to do, things I have to get to, tasks I have to get done. And I've talked to you guys about this before, And I would like to take time off and then just have like time off. But if I choose to like make a day of catch up or whatever, then that's fine. But so I went to Austin, but it was really funny because I was leaving on a Wednesday. So Tuesday, today, is exactly 2 weeks, the night before I left for Austin. So I decided to drive because I wanted to see my parents in Cloudcroft, New Mexico. And so if I would have driven straight from here to there, it would have been 14 hours, but I drove 8 hours to Cloudcroft. I got my parents for the night, left early in the morning, and then drove to Austin and then competed. And I got second. I still got second. Also second in the world. Awesome. But I was exhausted and I had a cold and I'm just getting over it now, So hang on, my throat is dry. I love this. I'm like using it for broth, water, everything. It's like the cutest cup. And I was really, really tired. So on the way out there, I was so tired. I slept once in my car on the way to my parents, but 3 times in my car on the way to Austin. And I'm the kind of person that I'm really, really tired, and I acknowledge that. And when I pull over, I crash right away. So I sleep 10, 20 minutes, I'm good to go again. But it might be 2 hours and I got to do it again. So I started thinking about, on the way back and like hanging out with my parents. I worked a few hours a day up there. I bought this little mobile hotspot thing and stuff. And I started thinking about it because and maybe this is an issue for you, maybe it's not. Please let me know, because I think it's a problem in a sense because we work ourselves to the bone, right? And so there's somebody I didn't know very well that was in his 40s that just died of a heart attack, pushing himself too hard. You know what I mean? Like, nobody needs that. Like, we need to stay healthy and we need to stay on top of our game. And when we do that, we're able to help others. And so I've been thinking a lot about things and what I like to do. And that old adage when, people ask you, what would you do if money was no object? Like if you didn't, have to worry about money. And I would definitely do podcasts. I would do videos. I would do things for other people. I would have a talk show. I would be a stand-up comic. I would do all these things. I would travel, and I was thinking, like, so I taught for 16 years and always busy, and always working 2 jobs. And now I'm in my 5th year in real estate, and it's going pretty well. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's going pretty well, but I'm working my ass off, and so I had to explain to some people, just because I may have a Saturday night off and it's 6:00, not off, but like a Saturday night where I'm not showing homes or whatever, it doesn't really mean I'm available because I've been working so hard. But I always have something to do. I always have something to get caught up on. And I have the constant thing coming at me like, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, blah, 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 And I have to be honest with you guys. I don't want to be the kind of person that says, I don't take any vacations. I work my ass off. I do everything. I mean, I've been doing that, And Austin for the Highland Games World Champs was, a semi-vacation, but on Sunday I was crying on the field. I was super emotional, and I had no idea why. I think it's because I was sick, I was exhausted, and I just was overwhelmed with everything. And so it was a bunch of moments of being vulnerable and whatever, and feeling weird because I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? Why am I crying? I don't have any idea. And do you know what I love about the Highland Games? They all supported, and they were like, sometimes you don't know, and sometimes you just got to let it out. And sometimes when you cry, then you're going to know. And I didn't really do it until I got back. And then I realized I'm pushing myself way too hard. I'm working myself stupid. I don't. So here's the thing. If you think about it, okay, what are some reasons that people don't take self-care? And one is that you feel guilty. Okay. And this is me to the T. And I just had a meeting with a coaching lady that is helping me with real estate stuff and just trying to get my mindset right. And just self-care, and then so when you take self-care, you can take care of others, right? So it's feeling guilty, and it's knowing that, okay, so I have some notes here. Knowing that all you should do to take care of yourself isn't the same as being able to do it. And it can skew your perspective, okay? So it makes it hard to see what you actually are doing that's healthy. And so you feel guilty. You're like, I can't take a day off. This person, so for me as a real estate agent, this person needs to go see a home. This market is so crazy. And if we don't get there now, we're not going to get it. And blah, blah. It's just a lot of stress, right? I got to let that go. Like we both do. I have to do my job in making you feel comfortable. And I have to do my job in making myself feel comfortable, in that we are going to find it. And it's going to be great. Okay, so it might not be an easy road, but we're going to find it. Okay. And another problem is that you don't know how to plan it or what to do. Okay. So you have to figure out how to spend your day. So maybe you're a single mom or dad, and you're like, okay, so I need a day to do laundry. I need a day to rotate the tires. I want a day to watch Netflix all day. I want to be able to do acupuncture. I mean, whatever it is, you don't know how to plan it or what to do. So that's something to think about. Okay. Because it's a big deal. And maybe you do one thing one week and you do one thing another week. So I've decided that Wednesdays are going to be my day. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to start tomorrow. I know this is the contradiction of what I'm talking about, but I've been gone. And when I'm gone, I always have my computer and stuff. Do I always work? No. A lot of the time I do, but when I don't, I've got that guilty feeling. So I have to get rid of that. Like we're all allowed to live a life, right? So when you feel comfortable and at rest, then you take better care of yourself and others. Okay. So the other problem is that you confuse indulgence with self-care. So my friend Lauren was in town last weekend and I had lunch with her on Saturday and we were talking about this and it was really important because I was talking to her about it because she's like a yoga guru and whatever. And I was like, all right, I want to work on strength, mobility, and flexibility. And she was completely honest with me. And she was like, okay, well, you can do this kind of yoga and this, but hire a trainer and, start doing this stuff. You can do that now. Take some time for you. And I said, oh my God, that's so funny because I was just talking about this. I need time for self. And it's been strange. And I feel guilty and this and that. And she said, I don't know why so many of us consider self-care an indulgence. It's not. It's a necessity. And then I was even trying to negotiate with myself. Like I really can't take a weekend day. Now, if I end up having a day off here and there, day off, meaning I don't have showings, I don't have to schedule things, I don't have to email, I don't have to call, something like that, which is a rarity. But, because a lot of the time, I think I need to talk about before the new year, again, because I've talked about it before, how to schedule things and stuff. So I'm spending November. I got this book, and this is part of the reason why I put my post up last night. And it kind of looks like a mathematical book or something, but it's a legend planner. And one of the questions in there was, pick 5 of your closest friends and, what would they ask them, what your best qualities are. And then I thought, you know what, I want to ask everybody. I do. I want to ask people I know and people I don't know, and maybe they'll answer and maybe they won't. But it's a pretty, it's an exercise in trust, and being okay if people tell you things you don't want to hear, but I think it's necessary. So I'm working on all these things. And what I'm trying to do is figure out my steps. Okay. And my self-care, what is my self-care? I don't know. So yes, I went to the Highland Games, but it wasn't restful. If that makes sense. Am I making sense to you guys? I mean, I need a day, even if, and that's what I was saying is even negotiating half a day, maybe I'll just do noon to the next day, and then there's always trainings on this day and this kind of meeting on this day and this kind of meeting on this day. And I'm just I don't know how to keep up with it all. And I thought, well, Wednesday's probably a good day because it's the middle of the week. Remember back in the day in college when Thursday was the day to go out, you'd go out and just be hungover for your classes. Sorry, Mom and Dad. Ooh. Kelly says hi, and then she's got this awesome one. People are going through a lot, and the collective consciousness needs awareness that you don't have to be running crazily all the time. I get this 100%. I could go on and on with this subject. We feel guilty if we're not hustling, etc. I'm all about self-care, need my massage and acupuncture, meditation, etc. Or I'm not good, but definitely still tough to slow down. And that's it. And that's what we have to figure out is being able to take that time to schedule that. And so my difficulty has been, and I'm just going to tell you what my difficulty is, and maybe you guys can relate, and maybe it's something to do in your job, because it's not just, real estate related. It would be school too. Somebody's only available at 1:00 and I'm not out of school till 4. So it's how do you schedule? So it's actually, because people are always telling me, other people, real estate agents, your time, you protect your time, some of it, right? Not all of it. Protect your time and then just say no. And I have a really hard time saying no. And that's when this trouble comes in. Okay, so, oh, good. Mom, Mary, I gotta come see your house. Yes, my problem is I take care of everyone else first. Then Somehow learned I need to take care of myself first, so everything else falls in place, if that makes sense. You know what, my friend? It makes perfect sense. And Mary just closed her eyes. See, this is another thing that I've done wrong. I have to post about Mary. So I'm actually Mary, so thanks for being on here. I'm going to post some retro just this past year, past 6 months or so. I'm going to do like a catch up. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Catch up Wednesdays where I post about all the cool things my clients that we've closed on and stuff. And like, I'm proud of the worker I am and the care that I take of people, but I also need to make sure that I take care of myself, and I haven't been doing that. And so that's what happened. Okay, so let me go back to where was I at? You confuse indulgence with self-care. Did I say that? You confuse indulgence with self-care. It's different for it's different for everyone. If you feel guilty, it's not self-care. So that's the big thing we have to work on, is stop feeling guilty for doing something that's good for you. So Kelly says, this is the first year I actually got good at saying no. Kelly, that's really interesting you say that, because those of you that know me, I mean, there's a lot of you that know me. Even if you just know me through here, you know me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I am nothing but honest. I'm transparent, but the funny thing is, I'm really private too. So sometimes it's a struggle internally for me to like put this out there. But at the same time, I think, well, it's really important because I think other people are maybe going through the same thing and they need this help, right? And this is what I love about Candor with Katy. I want to do this all the time. I love it. And I don't know if everybody, I mean, it seems that, you know, people have lost interest or whatever, and that's fine. Maybe I need to figure out like how to do something differently. I don't know, but I still love it. And it does take time out of my day on Tuesdays, I'll tell you that. But if I can figure this out, why can't I figure out like a real self-care thing, right? Where I'm actually relaxing and stuff. And to Kelly's comment, like she says, I'm getting good at saying no. I'm finally doing that. I'm setting boundaries. And it's okay to say no. And the thing is, you don't always have to explain yourself either. So that's going to have to be another Candor with Katy, because it's like, you can just say no and say no. People don't have to have like a big explanation, right? All right. So for everybody, for me, the biggest problem is the guilt. And I met with my coaching lady today who's helping me with stuff, like I said, and she said, there's a professor at Princeton or whatever, and she was talking about this, and she said, guilt is the single emotion that serves no purpose in our lives. Absolutely none. You know, and I've got some other issues going on, food issues, and I'm really frustrated, and I'm angry, and I'm going to have to give up some like dairy, and I'm supposed to give up dairy and eggs at the same time, but I'm just being rebellious, and I'm combating it, and I'm pissed the fuck off. Because I don't know why I have these issues. Like, I'm the only one in the family. And then I was saying, well, you know, but other people have it worse. You know, you could have this, this, or this. And she said, you have to stop doing that too, because that's a form of guilt. You know, other people's issues with whatever they have nothing to do with my issues, right? So stop like diminishing, you know, your feelings. But also, this is something I'm dealing with, so it's probably going to be something I talk about at another time. And if you think it's fake, fuck off and don't come on here and watch me, because it's not. I mean, it's awful to have the stupid food issues. I'm really tired of being stuffed up and stuff, and I think part of my issue is that. So we'll get into that later. So the guilt thing, okay, you have to find a place and you have to be good with it, okay? You have to realize that if you aren't if you're not presenting your whole full self, you are not only hurting yourself, but the others that you care about and the people that you're working with, okay? And this is why I'm talking about this, because I hit a freaking wall. I worked myself to the bone. I worked myself sick, and then I retreat, and then I don't want to do anything, and then I'm in this weird spot where it's a semi-depression, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Do I want to do this anymore? I don't want to post. I don't want to reach out. I just want to live in my little I want to be a hermit and live in this, you know, town of 3 people. And that's not my personality either. I mean, it is in a sense, but you know, you have to acknowledge, you have to take time, and you have to be okay with it. You have to figure it out. Okay. And it's going to be different for everybody. So for me, I'm talking to you. I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm going to work on this for November, and I'm going to start it in December. There's nothing that says you have to start everything in January, and it's pretty intense. I mean, you have to do like 100 things you want to do in your life. I'll share some of this stuff later, and the post that I put up the other day. But I got this information from this site right here, Good Men Project, which is funny because it's probably most for men. But here are the reasons. The benefits of practicing self-care. It reduces your risk of heart attack, helps fight chronic stress, it boosts your immune system, do your body good. It promotes motivation and productivity, releases a feel-good hormone called dopamine, also known as the motivation molecule. How cool is that? That's the chemical in your brain that's associated with learning, memory, focus, and attention. So you tell me whether you think that's important or not. Okay. Oh, we got a comment. Yay. All right. So Annie says, this is so real. Thank you for sharing the ups and downs of being. Thanks, Annie. I haven't seen you in forever. I'd love to see you. Thank you so much. That makes me feel good. What is that book again? Oh, okay. So it is, and I'll share the link in the thing. It's called The Legend Planner. You can see this. It's 20 to 30 bucks. I can't remember. And you start out, and so at the beginning, you have all these things, and you have 100 things you want to do in your lifetime, and then you have this awareness and self-discovery, which that was the thing I skipped because I had to ask you that. What qualities do others most admire in me? It says ask 5 people. So if you want to put yourself out there, ask everybody. I mean, we don't need to blow smoke up people's asses, but it's a really good lesson in self-reflection, And Annie, thank you, because it is hard to do this, believe it or not. So I know I make a lot of things look easy. I'm comfortable in front of the camera. Like, my degree is television broadcasting and journalism, but I've always been a person that's never been afraid of it. This is something ultimately I would rather do, is this, and then reach the masses or whatever. But it really means a lot to me that you would say that, because I am genuinely struggling with this myself and putting myself out there, because maybe you are too, Okay, so boost your immune system, promotes motivation. It builds healthy relationships. It's like I said, so the more you take care of yourself, the more you take care of others, right, around you. So self-care helps you focus on a better relationship with yourself, which helps improve relationships with your friends, your family, your coworkers, whatever it may be, okay? And it improves your mental health. So believe it or not, it signals your body to go into a rest and reset mode, okay? And so the system plays a role in calming anxiety, easing emotional conflict, and improving mental clarity. So if that's not enough for you, I don't know what is. Just remember, you guys, self-care is a lifestyle. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be time-consuming or complicated. It starts with making your physical and mental health a priority. Stop worrying about what other people think. I mean, this is one of the things legitimately I've been thinking about. And listen, I'm not the end-all be-all, and I'm not the coolest person in the world. But I've really legitimately been thinking about this a lot lately. I have people that don't like me or are mad at me for things that I'm just naturally me. And maybe they don't like my personality, or they don't like my loudness, or they don't like, maybe I talk too much, or whatever the hell it is. And I got to let that go and just realize that's the other person. It's not me, right? And that's a really hard thing to do, because what we like to do is self-inflicting. And what did I do? Did I do this? Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. Maybe I could do this better. And it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with that other person. And that takes a lot to actually get to that point. Okay, so Judy's got a good comment here. I feel so much better when I give up sugar, but then I feel left out, or like I'm sacrificing so much when someone brings donuts to work and everyone's so vocal about enjoying them, but I'm not. Also, I don't disclose my sugar kick. Thanks, Judy. Well, can I tell you why I'm pissed off about possibly having dairy and egg issues? First of all, I eat eggs all the time. I already have gluten issues. Not fair. I get really emotional about this, so I hope I don't tonight, but I'm really fucking pissed off. It's already not fun. I don't go out to eat. I don't go out to eat much. I do certain places. I don't do potlucks. Don't ask me to dinner at your house because it's more of a pain in the ass for me. Right? And he says, thank you, Katy. Got a jet. Bye. We'll chat later. And now I'm thinking, are you fucking kidding me? Because I was reading about it. And if I have dairy issues, that includes whey protein and all this stuff. So it's like, no, I'm not what's going to happen at Thanksgiving? Fake cheese sucks. So maybe I'm going to create some goddamn program that gets rid of it because I'm like Joe Dispenza, who I've talked about on my Motivational Mondays. And see, that's something I've gotten away from too because I don't have time. And I really enjoy it. I mean, it takes me probably less time than a lot of people because I just enjoy it and I'm really good at off the cuff. But it's time consuming. And if I have, things to plan and whatever, I can't do it. But, I think, okay, if somebody can rid themselves of spinal injuries, when doctors say you'll never walk again, and they do the mind over matter shit, how come I can't get rid of these food issues? It's ridiculous. I almost wish that I had them my whole life so that I wouldn't know the joys that I'm missing. And I'm not even going to say what I normally say, no, but I'm like, oh, but some people have it worse. So it is difficult. It is very difficult, and it's frustrating, and I feel stupid for feeling that because is it really the worst thing in the world? No. I buy my stuff at Sprouts. I eat organic. I cook. I eat really well. I'm not deprived. It's because I'm throwing a little fit and acting like a spoiled baby, and that was my thing with taking time. Like I was like, I can't take time. But you know what? You got to make it. So do what you got to do, my friends. It's a short life, but it's a long life at the same time, right? We only have one. So we need to live our healthiest. I want to be around. I don't want to be joking around with you guys. I want to be making you laugh. I want you to make me laugh. Really? I got to look at it like, all right, well, if this is something that makes me feel great, because I've been stuffed up for a long time. I'm not really giving it up right now until after Thanksgiving, but kind of I've cut back. So I bought a bunch of fruit. I made a joke with my friend. I was showing houses. I'm like, well, I'm going to go buy a bunch of fruit now because I'm a fruitarian. But at the same time, I can still eat the gluten-free bread. So I've had peanut butter bread, peanut butter toast, meat, vegetables. I'm still eating eggs right now. I figure, okay, well, if I still have issues, whatever, we'll figure it out. And then a lot of people tell me, oh, get the food allergy test. Well, you can, but it's not always accurate. The best way to know is to give it up. So, and I know that from the gluten thing. So anyway, I'm getting off topic. Be you. Be amazing you. Take time for yourself, because when you take time for yourself, you not only better yourself, but you better everybody around you. And we all want to live. We've been through enough, guys. We've been through enough. We need to make a shift, okay? So it starts with you. So you tell me, make a comment below. If you're watching tonight, make a comment. If you're watching later, make a comment. Tell me one thing that you could do for self-care. You don't have to take a whole day, but that's where I'm at. Right now, I got to take a whole day, or at least a half a day. I don't know how I'm starting, you guys, but I'm thinking about it. I got this book. I'll put the link in here. It's intense, okay? But you got this. And the Horgan loves you. So thanks for joining me tonight. I was going to make it short. And of course, can I make anything short? I don't think so. But I really love you. And I'll see you next week.